Moving on to our schools in our state, the state's second largest school district is looking for its new superintendent. This is in St. Paul, and it comes at a time when St. Paul Public Schools face challenges, including for this school year, more than $100 million in budget cuts. Heidi's on the show to look at who these candidates are.
Hi, Jana. Right now, the Board of Education is holding a public interview for the first of 3 finalists. The final interviews and visits are happening all this week, and by either Wednesday night or Thursday, we'll know who will be the next superintendent to lead the district.
10 months have passed since former St. Paul Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Joe Gothard was chosen as the next leader of the Madison Metropolitan School District in Wisconsin. Now SPPS has narrowed down his successor to 3 local women. Monday's candidate is Dr. Rhoda Miripiri-Reed. She's been the superintendent of Hopkins Public Schools since 2017. Miripiri-Reed started her career as a teacher in St. Paul Public Schools. Dr. Brenda Cassellius also started her career as a teacher for SPPS. She's set to visit Tuesday. Cassellius previously served as superintendent of Boston Public Schools and 8 years as Minnesota State Commissioner of Education. But her current job is as CEO of the nonprofit Fresh Energy. On Wednesday, the final candidate is Dr. Stacy Stanley. She's currently the superintendent of Edina Public Schools. Stanley previously served as an associate superintendent at Eden Prairie Schools.
So it's really not so much about what I or one individual board member is looking for. It's going to be a really open and collaborative process by which all 7 board members are trying to figure out how each of these candidates would approach trying to meet the concerns that were raised by the community whenever we did that engagement.
Vice Chair Uriah Ward says their outreach resulted in more than 3,000 responses from the community, letting the district know what they're looking for in a superintendent. Each finalist is visiting the district for a full day.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very grateful to be here.
It includes visiting schools and 3 virtual sessions with the staff, parents and guardians, and community partners. The day ends with a public interview by the school board at the SPPS Administration Building.
We want people to remain part of the process until the very end. So please, if you are watching the sessions, if you are reading the materials, please fill out an impression form because we are reading them and we do take that really seriously.
This past summer, SPPS approved more than $110 million in budget cuts for this school year. The cuts come after federal funds from the pandemic expired. At the time of the cuts, Gothard said it was a problem facing 70% of Minnesota schools. While SPPS enrollment is slightly up this year, overall in the past decade, it's shrunk.
Whoever's coming in is coming into what I think is a really amazing school district where we have a lot of really exciting things to offer, but it's also a really difficult environment where districts across the country are dealing with declining enrollment, where they're having to face what seem like an endless stream of budget cuts. We want to make sure that we're bringing someone in who is going to be able to handle what can be a difficult situation, but also work with us into moving us in a positive direction where we can hopefully continue to grow our district.
That first public interview is happening right now until 7:45 tonight. You don't have to be there in person. You can also catch it online. After the final interview on Wednesday, the board will deliberate in a public meeting. If they can't decide that night, they'll continue conversations at Thursday's school board meeting and announce their choice. Then the board will approve the new superintendent's contract and start date in January, Jana.
It's so, I guess, hopeful to me, Heidi, that so much of this is public facing. The public is getting every opportunity to really be a part of this process. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's correct. And they really stress they want people who are taking part and watching all of these meetings to really fill out those forms to help them make their decision later this week.
Interesting. Thanks for the update, Heidi. Appreciate it.